The gift my father gave me every day of my life was he believed in me.
Kids inherently want to be good teammates. I really believe that with all my heart.
If you guys have young kids, right, boys or girls, you understand most of the time they want to be like you.
We put so much pressure on our children to win. Win at this, do this, do this. And you know, as a little kid, you love to have that trophy. You love to be at the trophy ceremony and to get little trophies. So my father taught me how to play my favorite sports. Taught me how to play football. I won the punt, pass, and kick contest. Taught me how to play baseball, t-ball. I used to hit a lot of home runs. Taught me how to play basketball. He was my coach from, I'd say, from age 8 to 14 years old. So one time, I want to say I was 10 years old, we were playing, we were in a championship game. So I would usually start the game off, me and my guys, then he put the guys that couldn't play, put them in, and then, you know, we finished the game. But he flip-flopped it this time. And my father takes me out and he puts in a couple guys that couldn't play, and we lost the championship. And, you know, I got the second place trophy, and I was pretty upset. And I asked him, I said, why did you do that? And he said, listen, it's not about you all the time. These kids, you know, they come and they practice hard. They do the same drills that you do. They wanted to play. It's not all about winning. I was like, but I was trying to win the #1 trophy. He said, you win the #1 trophy when you go to college and when you go to the NBA. Don't worry about it. And when he ended it with, don't worry about it, I had no choice but not to worry about it. And the crazy thing is the same thing happened to me. I'm coaching my son's team, Little Sharif's team. It's a championship game. We're undefeated. By the way, they call me the Phil Jackson of Little League. So we're undefeated, and we get in the championship game. And, you know, guys that didn't really play, I put them in the game, and we lose the game by 2. And the guys were very upset, and I said, listen, you know, I told them a story, and to make them not be mad at me, I had to take them to Hooters. So you know, once I took them to Hooters, they loved me again. But yeah, the same thing happened to me.
You know, parents use me as an example. It's like, look, he played through this, he played through that. You got to play through this. And it's like, dude, hold on, dial back, man. I'm a professional. This is my job, right? This is different. I'm not a 10-year-old kid, right? So I think parents must understand to put their kids first, the kid, not the sport first, right? But the kid first. And I can't stress that enough.
Just having that moment for them to say, wow, they don't care about all that stuff. What is important to them is that, hey, Dad came with me to look at my stick.
Yeah.
Look at my pet rock, Dad. He's like, oh, it's crazy, bro. You know, it's just, but having those moments and staying present with that, you know, it's definitely given me more of an appreciation for things and how they happen.
Yeah.
Because this definitely is a great metaphor of that conclusion of saying, okay, man, you know, man, and, you know, and I've had my peers, a few of them gone.
Yeah.
You know, so let me make sure I'm enjoying today. Let me make sure if I'm working on something, I'm working on something I want to work on.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not being a mean person. And even if it's a rough day, man, come on, kids, let's go for some ice cream or something, or go for a walk or something. But just to do something or be open to the flow taking you somewhere else.
So you guys, if you guys have young kids, right, boys or girls, you understand most of the time they want to be like you. They want to live up to the expectations of who you are and what the world has put on them. And so Zaire is my firstborn. I had Zaire, he was born when I was 20 years old, in college. Didn't know what the hell I was gonna do in life at that time.
Been there.
20 years old, I'm like, my life's over, right? But one thing about Zaire is Zaire being my firstborn and me, you know, being good at the game of basketball and him following that footstep to play the game of basketball. It's this unfair things that's put on Zaire. And the one thing I like to always let Zaire know is, listen, your name is not Dwayne Wade. Your name is Zaire Wade. You will blaze your own path. You will have your own journey. You know what I mean? And I don't look at you and say, he needs to be like me. You're gonna be you. It's my job to find out the greatness in you and be able to show you a little bit, hey, this is where you're great at. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about where people say your dad is or what your dad does. Your dad is old and retired.
Right.
He's moved on. This is your show, son. Right. You know what I'm saying? So my job is always to show my kids like their greatness, because I feel like we all have a purpose in this life, right? We're all on this earth for a certain reason. We have a purpose. We all have greatness inside of us. It's my job to get them to their greatness.
Kids inherently want to be good teammates. I really believe that with all my heart. Most kids, when they're on a team, I guarantee you, go watch any 7-year-olds or 8-year-olds, they want to be good teammates. When they get a little bit older and they start having a little more success and then the parents get involved, they become not so great teammates because they're told a lot of times that you're not going to get anywhere unless you shine, unless you know. So now, back in the day, we had AAU tournaments. You had to win X number of games to qualify for the national championship. And you played on your team and you had to live in your state or whatever, your area to play. And you played, and if you lost, you went home, and it was devastating. Well, that's changed. Now when kids go to these tournaments, they're not going there to win games. They're going there so that the coach can see them exhibit their skills. So this idea of winning for the weekend doesn't exist anymore. So it's not their fault. That's just the way it is. And, you know, I try when we go recruiting to identify those kids who still have a tremendous interest in being great teammates. We're not always successful. Believe me, I've had my share of guys that were really hard to coach for that reason. And you can trace it back generally to the parents. Without question, you can trace it back to the parents.
The gift my father gave me, and I think it's the strongest and most powerful gift I've ever received, and it's a gift I find we don't like to give to each other, both in our business and our personal life. I spent 2 years trying to give this gift to other people. The gift my father gave me every day of my life was he believed in me. My father believed in me. He believed in me when I failed. He believed in me when I wasn't as fine a son, friend, husband, father as I could be, and I've done all that. But he's the one person who, when I didn't measure up to my standard or someone else's standard, he'd look me in the eye and he'd say, "You're gonna make it. I know you are. My bag's packed. You're gonna make it."
You don't just like magically become great at parenting. It's a thing you get better at over time, one day at a time, one experience at a time. That's what I'm trying to do as a parent of 2 young boys. But it's also what I try to do with Daily Dad. Every day I write one totally free email that goes out to thousands of people all over the world who are just like you, parents who are trying to get better at their most important job. And I'd love to have you join us. It's totally free, no spam, one email a day. You can unsubscribe whenever you want. And I hope you sign up at dailydad.com.